And I want to welcome everyone who's watching here this Wednesday evening at 11:10 p.m. My goodness, who else is having problems adjusting to the time change? It's crazy. Before I get into some of this, we're going to be talking about the UPS plane that just crashed yesterday because of the elections. I don't feel like it had much coverage. We're going to look at that. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about the government shutdown and everything. Before I get into that, I usually don't do stuff like this, but I decided to. I went to Trader Joe's tonight, and they had these. I'm hoping this is going to show these really fun. It's called Mystery. I'm trying to get on the camera. It's actually called Mystery Pack. At the very bottom, it says Mystery Pack. At the very bottom here, see, look at that, look. And so what this is I'm going to open it live because I haven't seen it myself. They are offering 3 shopping bags that are coming from different areas around the country, which is really wild. And or specialty bags only available in this pack. What I've decided to do is I am going to send a winner. I'm going to send a winner one of these. We're going to open it up here in a second and just see. I'm just curious, like, what kind of shopping bags are in here. So it's going to be a grocery bag. Who doesn't need that? Plus, I'm in the promotional industry. I am not sponsored, by the way, by this is not a sponsorship thing by any means. Just something I want to do. What I want you to do in order to enter this contest, there are 3 things you have to do. You have to go over to I'm live streaming on 3 places right now. Facebook and YouTube both have my account under Crystal Myers-Barber, so you want to find me there. And also on Promo Girl 07. So you have to go to all 3 of those places. You have to make sure you're following me on all 3 of those. And you just write in the comment, you have to make a comment on each of those, the word mystery pack. Mystery pack. So you have to put that there. And I'm going to run this contest until the 7th, Friday, the 7th, 11/7. And I'm going to take everybody who participated in this, and I'm going to put you in a drawing, and I'm going to draw a name, and I'm going to mail you a mystery pack. So I don't know, it's just kind of something fun to do. I'm going to open this now. I've not seen it. I'm just curious to know, like, will this be, something that's kind of cool? I waited until I was live to show what these look like and see if they're worth it. My God. Okay, the first one I just opened. Let's see what this is, because this is the first time I'm seeing it. I can't even tell where this is from. This is from, it doesn't say. The light shall ever be a beacon bright and clear, thy sons and daughters true with proclaim thee near and far. Okay, so here's one. This is looking so exciting, except like this one. Okay, I couldn't really tell where this one's from, so let's go to the next one. Okay, this is from Texas. Thank God. Texas. So you might really like this if you are in the state of Texas. Darn it, I can't get it to show really well. My computer, by the way, we're going to get a better green screen. Everything's going to work out a lot better. So, and they're pretty good size. I mean, it's a nice size. So this one's from Texas. This is kind of colorful, very like a cowboy Western theme. And the last one is from Washington. Okay, get your peanuts here. I don't know. It's just something kind of cool. It was cute. So if you're interested in this, I don't even know if you want to enter it anymore. Maybe I'll come up with another prize. It's better or something. You can still go in there and participate by following me on these accounts here and put mystery. Just put the word mystery, and then we'll just go from there. But anyway, thanks for staying here through this moment. I really wanted to get to this here where we were like left in like some cliffhanger last night. President Trump posted like right before midnight his time. And I see I'm frozen every now and then, but at least you can still hear my voice. And he put, so it begins. And right after that, right under that on Truth Social, someone posted this. So I thought, I think this is talking about the election with the Muslim being elected in New York. And someone posted under there exactly what Laura Loomer, said about that whole thing. And she's basically been calling it out forever. So I think that President Trump was talking about that. And let me come back over to you. I think that I am just going to guess it is about that. But Laura Loomer is saying that Trump could easily dismantle Mandami and the entire Islamic network by designating the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization and filing charges against the Islamic groups and 501c3s that funded Mandami's campaign. And then she just basically goes away and explains this. So I think that could have been what President Trump was referring to. So I don't know, what y'all think, but he did put that out there. And then he went on a tangent all day today, because today is their 1 year been in office. And a lot of people are calling President Trump out because he keeps saying that the economy is great. He keeps saying that the grocery prices are coming down. And I see a lot of supporters like myself calling that out because, no, that is absolutely not what we're seeing. It's almost like he's delusional in this. And I am a Trump supporter and have been since he started, but come on now. We need to call him. He can't get like that much of a break. Somebody's got to get there and tell him that this is fake news that he's getting from whoever's doing his grocery shopping. I don't know what happened there, but something has gone really wrong. And I am not going to pretend that this is okay. Good God. So let's get back over here now. What are we, day 36 on the shutdown? So we're going to take a look at a couple of videos about this because it's really impacting us, America. So just bear with me 1 second here. It's been a long day.
Representative for AFGE Local 446 and a furloughed maintenance mechanic at the Blue Ridge Parkway managed by the union representative for AFGE Local 446 and a furloughed maintenance mechanic at the Blue Ridge Parkway managed by the National Park Service. James, you have 28 years of federal service and you haven't been paid now for 3 weeks. Senate lawmakers so far unable to make a deal. How are you and your family handling this shutdown?
Well, Andrew, it's like a lot of families that work for a living. We struggle to pay the mortgage, pay the bills, feed our kids, get them to school, and, provide for childcare. So, yeah, we're feeling the crunch. We're having to be frugal and, tighten the belt.
As a maintenance mechanic, I believe one of your responsibilities is to maintain the trails and restore and develop areas within the Blue Ridge Parkway. All that's now been put on pause. What's the current status of those operations?
Well, a lot of the cleanup we've been doing since Hurricane Helene last September, has been put on pause. We're still struggling to clean up some of those developed areas along the Parkway in North Carolina.
That's just making me dizzy. Sorry. So we're going to try to go over something else. Sorry about that.
3 of the government shutdown is drawing to a close with no end in sight, and Americans are beginning to feel the effects. Payments for federal food programs are in doubt despite court orders. Delays are likely for federal payments to help low-income Americans heat and cool their homes. And the air traffic control system is beginning to show signs of strain as the holiday travel season approaches. Meanwhile, this weekend, the approximately 650,000 furloughed federal workers are getting fresh notices telling them to stay home without working and without pay. Many are beginning to feel the pinch.
This is my first time visiting a food bank in my entire life. I've never had the need to do so in the past, but times change.
Anthony Spade is just one of the hundreds of thousands of federal employees nationwide who've been furloughed for more than 4 weeks. In Washington, D.C. and elsewhere, federal workers, both furloughed and fired, are lining up at food banks for assistance.
I have a master's degree. I have 25 years of experience in my own job. I didn't see this ever coming. It never should have.
Amy Uccello was one of tens of thousands of USAID workers fired earlier this year when the administration eliminated the agency.
It's finding ways to make ends meet. Grateful for any sort of assistance programs. I'm showing up to food banks when I can. We're applying to jobs constantly.
Anyway, so basically, this is, here's just an update. The shutdown started, of course, we know October the 1st, and Congress has pretty much just failed to pass these appropriations for a resolution. A lot of it has to do with healthcare. Let me come back over to you so you can see me. Sorry about that. And as of today, which we're on day 36 of the shutdown, it has become the longest in U.S. history. So as we're seeing, hundreds of thousands of federal employees have been furloughed. They've been sent home without pay, and or they're working without pay if they're deemed essential. Contractors, private companies work for the government are in an especially vulnerable spot because many are not guaranteed back pay. That's terrible. So there's just so much distress. And on top of that, with the people traveling, the Federal Aviation Administration this morning I saw a notice they're going to reduce traffic at like 40 airports with 10% cuts. And so it's a really bad time to even try to travel right now with, what's going on. And let's see, they have, I saw it was almost 17,000 delays, 16,700 delays, 2,282 cancellations. And so on top of all the delays, there's cancellation of flights. So I know many people are just choosing not to even go anywhere, because of this. And think about this, we're right here at the holidays. This is the absolute worst time ever to be going through this. So really, it's just something to watch all this happen right now. 40 airports amid government shutdown to be affected. So, even the FAA said on X that half of its core 30 facilities at major U.S. airports were experiencing staffing shortages due to the shutdown. So that, we have all that going on. And I found this very weird thing. Didn't even mean to come across this when I was just looking up what happened with, because I think because of the elections yesterday, this whole subject was missed, and it was the UPS plane crash that happened in Kentucky. But when I was looking this up, I had failed to realize that we know it was a UPS airline cargo plane, but it happened at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. And I thought, oh, that's so strange. We see the things that are happening with Islam in our nation. And if you're on, let's just say TikTok at the very least, or even X, you can see them taking over cities, especially with what happened last night and the boldness of it for them in their faith and who they're crying out to. I was just like, wow, this is so weird that the name of that was. So a cargo flight operating as UPS Flight 2976 from Louisville to Honolulu, Hawaii crashed shortly after takeoff. This thing pretty much just blew up in the air. I was like, what, another one? We've had so many of these happen. Every time this happens, I say, is America under attack? This is just crazy. So according to investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board, the left engine separated from the wing during the takeoff roll. And then they say a large fire was seen on the left wing area. There was the crash site extended off airport property, and the debris field is about half a mile long. Fire consumed parts of nearby buildings including a recycling facility, and caused explosions. At least 12 people are confirmed dead, including the 3 crew members aboard the plane and several on the ground. At least 15 plus injured, though exact numbers vary as investigations continue. Nearby businesses were heavily impacted. Workers described the explosion after explosion and intense chaos at the crash site. This sounds like directed energy weapons. I mean, this is insane. Like, we just can't ignore this. UPS said it halted operations at its world port hub in Louisville temporarily, including canceling a mid-morning to afternoon shift. Weird. Investigation. The black boxes, cockpit voice recorder, and flight data recorder have been recovered and will be sent to the NTSB lab in Washington, D.C. So just really scary. And the name of it was just even more strange. Let me see if I can pull this up. This might, let me just I'm not sure if this is what it's about here. That's about staffing shortages, sorry. So all this is just so strange. And America is under such distress. I'm just telling you, it's just something. And all the people with the programs, I mean, I don't really know what's going on, except nothing seems to be flowing right now in our country, and we need a lot of prayer. So I'm just trying to adjust to this time change. I don't see the need for it. We voted back in, I think someone had told me 2016. I remember voting that we don't need this. It's such a disruption. So we're all trying to adjust to that, on top of this, but trying to see if there's anything else. I don't want to get into the election stuff and the Prop 50. I mean, look, we drove up to vote here in California, in Southern California, at around 5:44 yesterday p.m. Yesterday, my husband and I, and we were just taken back. There were hundreds of people in line. I mean, young people. And we never have seen this in all the years I've been voting here. I just couldn't believe it. So luckily we had our ballot in our hand and we were able to turn it in instead of stand in line, which I would not be willing to do, really. And we thought it was interesting that all those people, I've never seen them, they didn't have a ballot. And who would want to stand in line? I mean, I did a little quick video, and you can find it across my socials and everything. But the video showed the people, and even after I made it, about 50 more people got in line. I was like, what? And the polls were closing at 8. So this was going to clearly be over a 2-hour wait for them to vote. But was redistricting that important to these kids? I guess they got that fired up for Trump. They hate Trump so much they just want to make all these changes and so forth. But anyway, that's all questionable, and I have no proof of anything else. I tried to stand back and see. I saw a lot of buses and everything, but I have no proof. Okay, so I can't say anything. I can't, I can only speculate this or that, and so see if there's anything else I have pulled up. And yeah, so is anybody being affected by the flights? Because they're making such changes right here. And I'm kind of wondering how much longer this government is going to be shut down. The Democrats have voted another time. This is the 14th time. And they keep voting against reopening the government. And I do believe it's because of healthcare. It's because of something's going on with them funding the Obamacare, or the people that are not, they're just illegals here. I think it has to do with that. I really do. I think that's the major stipulation that they just can't agree on. So Anyway, I wanted to bring up the cargo flight because I thought, let me just show, let's see if I can show you this. I want to find that. I just want to get this. I want to show you this flight that exploded. I'm going to bring it up before I end, and then we're going to just check this out. Just bring this up here. Bring this part up. And let me show you those UPS plane's engine detached. How could an engine detach? Okay. This was published today, November the 5th. It's still the 5th here in Southern California. The plane cleared a fence at the end of the runway before colliding with multiple structures. Wow, that is crazy. New details emerge. Smoke rises from the site of a UPS cargo plane crash. It's just amazing. And then they're showing it right here. And an infographic titled Details a Cargo Plane Crash, created in November the 5th. Now they're saying 11 people died in the crash. Wow. So anyway, I was hoping for a little bit better picture, but you know, you get it. So anyway, definitely keep America and our country in prayer. If you want to enter the contest, I guess there's cute toads there. You just put mystery or something. Follow me on those three places that I mentioned: YouTube, X, and here on Facebook. Okay. God bless, and I'll see you soon.